Welcome to the Mid-Century Pickleball Podcast. I am Bill. This is Ian. This is Ernie the Monstera running security. One of the reasons we picked Mid-Century is that we're in the middle of the country, the Midwest, and we're based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we thought something valuable for some people watching, for wherever you are in the country. But Milwaukee gets a lot of tourism in the summer. Milwaukee, a top 10 city in the world, in my opinion, in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Top 10.
In the summer.
Top 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the winter, down the list considerably. But in the summer, there's nothing like it in Milwaukee. It's fantastic. So if you're visiting, we've got some ideas on where you should play to get a pickleball game. We're going to start with our place that we know very well, Atwater, and it's in a suburb just north of the city limits. Talk to me about Atwater, sir.
Yeah, Atwater's in Shorewood, which is a little community just north of Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
You cross a street and then you're in Shorewood, but it didn't feel like you left Milwaukee.
Right.
And these courts are 2 tennis courts that have been converted into 4 pickleball courts. And it's right on a school grounds, which means that on school days, you really can't play much. I think if you show up maybe after 1 p.m., that's okay, but whenever the kids are out on the playground, you should not be playing there. But other than that, it's a great place to go to get some open play. You've played there a bunch. I think that's actually where we met.
Exactly. It is egalitarian. It is easy to go there and get a game. And listen, if you're going to be here in the summer, the kiddos aren't going to be there, so it'll be wide open. They do maybe do some classes throughout the day, but they'll have those posted for you. The beauty about Atwater is you can show up and you will get a game.
Yeah.
That is also maybe part of the cons.
The courts are very nice, so they attract a fairly broad base of players.
If you're a banger, if you're a super pro, Atwater is not your spot. We're going to get to maybe your spot,
Right.
hopefully. But this is more of the 3-0, 3-5, want to hang out, meet some people, and I'm sure there's going to be people there.
Right.
That is the appeal of Atwater, especially on a nice day in the afternoon.
I would say the main issue that people have as far as playability at Atwater, since the surface is great, there's no issues with that, there's no cracking or anything like that, is that the lines in many cases are red on red.
They are painted on the tennis courts, which bothers some people. These are not dedicated. All right, let's move on to Sijan. Sijan is in the, we should spell it so people can look it up on a Google map. Sijan.
Right.
Actually named after, I believe, a Vietnam War veteran.
Okay.
And that's Sijan Park. And these courts are, again, modified tennis courts, but they have tennis courts there that are now dedicated, and this side of them is pickleball only, although
Right.
they do not have permanent nets up.
Yeah, never.
Yeah. So you got to bring your own net, or you got to find some people that will bring a net for you. Bayview, very nice neighborhood, very touristy. A lot of people like to, walk through there.
Good restaurants.
Good restaurants in Bayview.
Yeah. Great little walking neighborhood.
Court surface, not as nice as Atwater. I would say that is con.
Right. Yeah, no, it hasn't been surfaced in a long while.
Yeah.
I'd say it's got some cracks, got some repairs.
You're not as likely to find just a random game there, but it is possible because, I mean, you and I know a bunch of people who are based in Bayview and who like to just show up there and play. There's some good players that play in Bayview.
Yeah, I would say some of the best open play players for outdoor anyway are at these courts. So if you're looking for a good match and you can kind of show yourself to be a good player, you might just get in one of those games.
Yeah. Show up in the afternoon on a weeknight, and I think you might be in good shape.
Right.
All right. Let's move on to now probably I would call these the most famous courts in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
These are called Riverwalk Commons, but people are going to identify them who live in Milwaukee. No one in Milwaukee calls it Riverwalk Commons. These are the public market courts, and they're fun in many ways. They are under actually this huge overpass. So Interstate 794 is directly over these courts. You're playing under a freeway, basically, which makes it kind of cool. Which does shield them from the rain a little bit.
Yeah, not
if
perfectly.
it's pouring out, some of the water can seep into one of the courts. Not great. They're also lit, so you can play at night. You can play, whenever you want.
Yep. There's only 2 courts, we should say. So they do
Yes.
get busy.
Yes.
It's a very busy part of town.
Yes.
And every time I drive by there, loaded with people. Absolutely loaded with people.
Yes.
But you will get a game.
Definitely worth trying out. And these courts are kind of in the center of the city, so
Yeah.
they're going to be close. If you're
A lot of cool shops.
if it is by a neighborhood called the Third Ward, which is one of the most touristy areas of Milwaukee. So if you're staying in downtown Milwaukee, there's a decent enough chance that you're going to be within walking distance of these Riverwalk common courts, or just look for the Milwaukee Public Market. They're right across the street. Okay, let's move on to West Milwaukee. These are brand new. They actually pulled out a couple of tennis courts, maybe to tennis players' chagrin, but they pulled out a couple of tennis courts, put in permanent nets, permanent pickleball, dedicated courts, just like Krueger. And these are new, and one of the pros, at least in our eyes, not a whole ton of people know about it yet. So, throw West Milwaukee Park into your Google map. It'll come up as a park. It won't necessarily come up that there's pickleball courts there, but if you see the park, you'll be able to find the pickleball courts.
Right.
So, brand new, perfect lines, perfect surface, just resurfaced, no lights. Not going to necessarily find a pickup game there yet,
Yeah.
because the world hasn't necessarily found out about these.
Right.
But if you got your own group and you want to make sure you get a court, this would be our little secret hidey hole spot.
I think this is relatively close to the baseball stadium too, but in the other direction.
Yes, very close
yeah.
close to AmFam Field, a little bit south, just off of Miller Parkway. But
You'll find it.
Miller
You'll find
Parkway,
it. It's not hard to get around Milwaukee.
Miller Parkway in Burnham, and if you find that spot, you're less than a quarter mile away from these courts. Let's move on to Krueger courts in Brookfield.
Yeah. Very nice courts.
These are fantastic. These are dedicated pickleball courts. Permanent, fenced off, outdoors, not lit. We would like more nighttime pickleball options
Yeah,
in
that's
this
true.
town.
Even though it is somewhat isolated, which is a good and a bad thing, but if they were lit, that would be even better because you could stay there pretty late.
These are outside kind of a larger park. You got the walking trail, softball, baseball fields, et cetera, et cetera. Fairly easy to find. They're pretty close to I-94, which is one of the main freeways to get in and out of Milwaukee. Again, these are in Brookfield, so this is a suburb that is west of Milwaukee, but I would not call getting to Krueger a prohibitive drive if you're in downtown Milwaukee.
15 minutes.
One of the beauties of Milwaukee is everywhere is kind of 20 minutes away from everywhere else.
Or less.
Or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is near the zoo, so
Yes.
if you are, or even the stadium isn't too far away. It's probably 8 to 10 minutes from the stadium, the baseball stadium.
Or even the medical college if you're in town for that kind of reason as well.
Right.
Big hospital complex. So it's by other stuff that you might be at anyway. Right?
Yep. Sounds great.
Yeah, Krueger, quality of play there, I would say, is very good. As far as the go there and get a game, it is not necessarily an open play kind of court. That is maybe
Agreed,
one
yes.
of the cons if someone is coming in.
You need your own group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find your own group, and
But there are enough courts that you should get a court if you show up. I mean, I would say it's a pretty good spot where you can find a good court.
yeah, you can probably get on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our list.
Is that our whole list?
That's our list.
All right, that's our top 5. That is our top 5 outdoor spots in Milwaukee. So yeah, if you're in town, give it a try. Stop by one of these courts. You might see us there, right?
Well,
We'll give you a game.
And listen, we'll just put this out there. If you comment on Mid-Century Pickleball, look us up. We might come out and play with you.
That's right.
We might
Definitely
do it.
would.
So if you're coming to town, you hit us up. You want to get a game in. Maybe we need a fourth. We'll pick up a fourth. Or if you got 2 people, you can play us. We'll do it.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
We'll hang out.
Yeah,
We're
let's use
sociable
social
people.
media the way it's supposed to be used. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. Just worry about this guy.
None of this wasting time stuff.
Yeah, just worry about this guy body bagging you. But other than that. All right. Visit Milwaukee because it's fantastic. Otherwise, this is the Mid-Century Pickleball Podcast. Until next time, swing easy.